one you're gonna pick? Maryland pickers want to save a little cash. We'll be there in just a dash. Who's the one you're gonna pick? Maryland pickers. Maryland pickers. Maryland pickers. Who's the one you're gonna pick? Maryland pickers. Maryland pickers. Who's the one you're gonna pick? Maryland pickers. Maryland pickers. Maryland pickers. Maryland pickers. Maryland pickers.
So we actually have Megan Hallett with Visit Harford on, and this is something we're going to do every month because there's so many events that come up in Harford County. And Megan or somebody, is it good? Do I get the pleasure of seeing you every month?
I think we'll rotate, but we'll fight over it.
Wait, all right. So that means I got to see Matt sometime. Wait, I know I'll never see Bob on this, right? Never know. Never. Yeah, I was going to say never say never.
Between Bob, Catherine, Matt, and I, we're going to fight over who gets to come on. I'm happy that I got to be the first. I'm excited.
So you're going to be the first and the last. So we have to have you for the, well, in December because the new year starts in January because you always say the best for last, right?
That's
or
how
something. Well, man, how can we say the best for last if you're first?
Oh, gosh. Like you were saying earlier, I need that second coffee. I wasn't a math teacher in the past, so I can't add up when that.
Yeah, I never did good at math. I failed that. So, all right. So in Harford County, let's start with this weekend. Was it October 8th? No.
Friday is October 7th, and then Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so what's some of the good things that we have coming up?
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe, first off, I can't even believe that we're already in October. I feel like
I know.
I started with Visit Harford in June, and now we're in the fall. Like, I stepped outside, and it was cold, and here we are. But
hey, Megan, wait till you get my age, because as you get older, like me, the days go by so fast.
Oh, my God. I mean, I can't believe it's almost 4 o'clock right now. It's time. I was like, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day. I'm just conditioned to be up at 5. And I can't believe it's already getting dark out.
I know.
And it's going to be
cold.
Yeah, and it's going to be crazy too because this Friday we have First Fridays in Bel Air and in Havre, kind of to segue into what's happening this weekend. And I've always said it's like weird to go to First Fridays when it's cold out, but the beautiful thing is October in Harford County is like perfect for First Fridays. Like I'm looking forward to it. Like this is like the one I'm always anticipating, whether it's the Havre First Fridays or the Bel Air First Fridays. That's kind of what kicks our weekend off. And I'm sure, I mean, it's a beautiful turnout. You know, it's not going to be like gross and hot out where people are enjoying themselves. It's perfect opportune time. We also have the Ramble Festival, which is a big music festival in Darlington. And I'm always a big supporter of local music everywhere we can get it. And they always put on a really great 3-day festival. You know, they open up their doors bright and early in the morning and, you know, with 200 acres of land to just go out and listen to local music. I mean, it's beautiful at the Ramble. So that's something, you know, that's creative and fun. Even if you're not from Harford County, I always tell people like we have music festivals around here and it's just a really the vibes and the people there are great. So
I'm looking at the lineup. I mean,
it's massive, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And children under 12 get to come in for free. So it's a good family friendly event too. And it's cost effective when you're kids. So
Camp, that's one thing I like about Camp Ramblewood. And a lot of people don't know about it, but I know throughout the years, there's been some good concerts up there.
Oh, for sure.
And good festivals.
Yeah.
Don't they do the Fairy Festival there, I think?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they do.
They're a nice little hidden gem, but we got to get them on the map because I mean that festival, the lineup has been growing. So I mean, and I know that some people have the hobby of simply going to music festivals, and I think that's one that people need to add on to their radar because I mean, looks incredible for this year.
And a
It's
great way to support all the local acts as well.
oh sure, yeah, yeah. It's always nice to know that your weekend you're spending time
Mm-hmm.
supporting the arts. Yeah. But even along with that too, we have some other stuff. We have our farmers markets. We have an Aberdeen farmers market. We have the Havre farmers market as well, happening on the 8th too. And the 8th, actually the 7th into the 8th is what kicks off the haunts and history tours of Bel Air. So, I mean,
Perfect.
October 1st, I was like, all right, it's Halloween. Let's decorate. I have a giant skeleton out on my porch, just waving to all the kids walking to the school bus every morning. And part of that is, you know, people love to celebrate spooky season all month long. So
Oh yeah.
this weekend kicks off the haunted history tours in Bel Air, and they start at the Armory, and then they go from there. And it's a nice walking tour. It starts at 5:30, so it's not getting super dark yet, but it's really, really cool because you just kind of get to see a lot of these like legendary haunted sites around town that you might just pass on an average day and not think twice about. And it's a nice seasonal but still family friendly activity to get in the Halloween spirit.
Do you know if this is something new that they do? Because I don't remember them doing that.
You know, I think as far as I know, they've done it before. I don't know how. I know it's an outdoor tour, but
Right.
I'm not positive how COVID may have affected it in years past.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah, so but it seems like it's an established tour that they've had before, but I wonder if it looks like they're just really amping up how many tours they're offering,
Right.
which is really
Maybe they didn't advertise it as well or something. Because I mean, you hear about the Havre ones all the time.
oh yeah, there's tons there. So I'm excited to kind of see, you know, because I know a little bit of the haunted history of Havre de Grace because I live so close, so close over there. But the ones in Bel Air, I'm excited to learn about those too because
Yeah.
it's like there's so much history and people don't, you know, sometimes they don't stop on their commute to think about what got their town where it is today, and some of it is a little bit spooky. And so
A lot of it is.
yeah, I mean, there's so much going on this weekend. If you're not into the spooky season, but you're all about the fall vibes, the flannels, the pumpkins, the cider, something I'm all about. I would go every weekend if I could, and I might try. Falling Branch has their Pumpkin Fest. I don't know. Have you ever done that before on the
No.
weekends?
All right, don't yell at me, but I still haven't made it to any of the breweries here yet.
Oh my, we
I
have to
know.
take you on a tour. We'll take you on a Harford brew tour. Have you been on the brew tour?
We talked about that on the podcast.
Yes, that's right. We have to do it. I mean, they will stop at all the best stops, and I'm like such a big supporter of Harford Brew Tours. I think it's an incredible initiative just to plug them in there. But so Falling Branch, they have every weekend through the month of October. It actually started a couple weeks into September, but October is really when it amps up. They have live music, they have food trucks, they have vendors out. They're even doing hay rides, pumpkin picking. You can make a scarecrow, face painting. It's like a fall festival every weekend, and it's like the fall vibes people are looking for. You know, when you see pictures of it. And you know, if you're not so much into the pumpkin picking and you want to be, you know, just sitting on the couch watching football, they actually have in their tap room on Sundays, they stream the Ravens games. So you can still go there and you get your beer and your football. Your kids can go pick pumpkins. You know, it's awesome. And there's a quiz maze too, which is really cool. So there's so much there.
Speaking of beer, don't know if you know this or not, but since it is Pumpkin Fest, do they have pumpkin beer?
They've got their pumpkin beer.
Okay.
They have, for the weekends where it's still kind of hot out, they have beer slushies, and I can vouch for them. They are very good. I got one. I got the swirl because I couldn't decide which flavor I wanted. But those are delicious in the summer and in the fall. But they have like their fall beers lined up. I think they actually just came out with a new. It's like a berry sour that I want to try this weekend.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, didn't it? It looked very, very refreshing.
Yeah.
Like that I need to try. I keep an eye on those.
You said beer slushy. I'm like, I guess I'll have to try it. I'm
always, whenever I go somewhere, I try to get or pick something on the menu that I've never seen before, or
Yeah.
that I can't get at home, you know? So when I saw beer slushy, I'm like, never had that before. I'm intrigued, and I was impressed. I'm a big fan. So and the fact that they have them through the fall still,
Right.
perfect. So
Now, I have had the apple cider slushies.
ooh, I have not done that, but
Yes,
that sounds dangerous.
apple cider slushy
Yeah.
and the apple cider, I believe it's a float.
Okay.
That both of them I gotten from Lures, and of course, when it comes to apple cider, I don't think there is any other apple cider besides Lures.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there are other ones, but not as good as Lures.
Notable. Right. Right. Yeah.
So,
It's
I I'm gonna have to get the Fallen Branch for the I didn't know they were doing a pumpkin fest,
oh,
and it's every weekend?
yeah. Yep. So every weekend through October 30th, they have, I think it's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it's like an all day event. They have people out there, and there's always food trucks on the scene. The live music. I really like that they have so much for families there. Like they'll have
Yeah,
animals out, they have craft vendors, but between like the children having a corn maze, or they can build a scarecrow, you know, it's stuff you can do as a family, but it's also
right.
something where if your kids want to go and run in the maze while you finish up your pumpkin beer, you can see them, and you know you're in good shape, you know. So it's a perfect setup there, and once you get there, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like the
Yeah.
way everything is set up, it's so family oriented.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm really shouting them out. I got to go this weekend now. They're awesome.
And it's great to see, everything opening back up and
Right.
all these events coming back around because God knows we missed them.
Oh, I know. Even like all the farmers markets that happen this weekend, whether you're at the one in Bel Air, Aberdeen, or Havre, like those are things. Yeah, they're outside, but they were shut down for a while, and
Mhm.
that's some people's, like, you know, Saturday morning activity. Like that's something you do as a family together. And when you lose those, you know, even those little events that you can always count on every weekend or the first weekend of every month, it can really start to affect you and say, like, my whole quality of life and the things that became so routine to me are gone. So
Yeah.
the fact that not only are we, you know, back and booming, but you know, our numbers are showing too that just the county as a whole in terms of driving business back into our local establishments, we're doing better than we were in 2019. So I think
Good.
we're back and truly better than ever. So I'm happy
Good.
to see, and with all of the events on I mean, we have so many events on our calendar that there's not going to be a dull moment in Harford County this month, which I'm so happy about. So
I think in all honesty, and we won't go into the other months until next month, but even in November and December, I
yeah.
know there's a lot of good things going on.
Oh, we know we've been so busy. Hey, just wait. I mean, I will say the first time I joined the Visit Harford team, I was like, what's usually like our not off season, but a little less busy?
Right.
And they're like, that doesn't
There
exist
isn't any.
in
Yeah.
Harford County. We are always on, always doing something. And I'm happy to just see so many different types of events popping up, and
Mhm.
ones that had to take a break during COVID and are coming back. One that I actually had been going to for, I guess, since the first time it actually came to Harford County and Havre de Grace is the Upper Chesapeake Bay Pride Festival. I went
Mhm.
to the very first one. I mean, truly just talking about family friendly, just happy people. It's like a weekend. People are there just celebrating, having a good time. And we're gonna be there. People can come spin the wheel for Visit Harford for a prize, and we're gonna be there just celebrating just that the happiness coming
Right.
into having a great. I mean, there's so much like, and that's also this coming weekend. So you have like a list of so many different things you can pick from this weekend, and that's what I love about fall in Harford County. You don't have to just say, oh well, I have to go to this on this weekend. You can pop around, and while you're going all around to these different events, you can, you know, take advantage of the different trails. I know we've talked about our trails before, but
Right.
say you want to go to 3 events this weekend, you might hit 3 stops on our libation trail while you're there. So I'm a fan of double dipping, you know, so making the most of your time, and Yeah, and I mean that's only covering the first week of October.
See, and
So
the thing is, and it doesn't matter what month it is, you
yeah,
cannot say there's nothing to do
yep,
around here because
right.
there's always something going on.
Yeah,
Always.
always,
So
always.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Take it back over, Megan.
Oh no, I was just saying, I mean, I think that that covers a lot of the events going on this weekend, but I mean the weekend after we've got just as many things going on.
Yeah.
That's when we have at the Chesapeake Theater, there's a dance performance called Harriet's Happiest Halloween. So you keep
Yep.
that Halloween spirit going. We have the Shrimp and Barbecue Fest at the American
Nice.
Legion, hosted by the Maritime Museum. So we love our festivals,
Yeah.
and yeah, just even also at the Maritime Museum, you could take your kids to do like spider exploration. So you're still learning and also having fun. And then you can, travel the different shops in Havre de Grace too after that. So I mean, there's just so much going on. It never stops, right?
Did you say spider?
Spiders, yes.
Yeah. No, I'll have to pass on that one.
Those little critters, you get to
Yeah.
learn all about them.
No,
Yeah,
I know about them. They bite.
well, so the Maritime Museum will take you around along the promenade to look for different kinds of webs and learn about how they're helpful. We have the spotted lanternflies that I still always feel so weird stomping on them left and right. But these are spiders that help us, and so we don't want to
Like
stomp.
the wolf spiders. I think the wolf spiders like to eat them. They're ugly,
Yeah,
but they do eat a lot of the insects.
yeah. So there's so much going on that weekend, and then the following weekend we're celebrating Halloween the whole month in Harford County.
Right.
The 19th Bel Air is having their first annual fundraiser called the Halloween Spooktacular. And
Oh, that's on the 19th.
yeah,
Okay.
so that's also from 6 to 9. They're having music, food, drinks, a costume contest, art. That's also at the Bel Air Armory as well. So I love that that's their first annual fundraiser there. And I'm excited to see the turnout that comes with that because, like you said, now that we're really up and doing things every weekend in
Mhm.
our county, having those ones that are really family friendly just promote, I think, the positive atmosphere that people can feel when they come to Harford County, because I think a lot of the locals know and feel that
Yeah.
positivity and knowing that there are so many family fun things to do. But even people who might not be from here, like I feel so confident in telling them you could come here and feel like your family in one weekend at an event, or you can come here and feel like you belong. And that's something
Right.
I really try to promote to people who might not know much about everything that Harford County has. When we say we have something for everyone, like that's not just a saying, like we really do. So
Yeah.
there's so much that you can do here. And it's very exciting. So
And that you said that's the 19th, right?
yeah, so that's the first annual one that they have. And I think
Okay.
because there's also a lot of, shocker, there's a lot happening the following weekend as well.
Mm.
From the Havre de Grace Art Show is on
Yes.
October 22nd. And that's going to generate a large turnout too.
I can't believe that's the 59th.
59th annual. I mean,
Wow.
talk about tradition. They're doing something right. It's really awesome.
A lot of great artists there.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. And even from there, Abingdon actually kind of moving away from the festival side. So at Otter Point, at the Otter
Mhm.
Point Creek Alliance, they have a fun little event there on the 22nd too during the day. But they are doing a not so scary Halloween, so more of like a Halloween festival, but not like intended to scare kids. So
Right.
they're still going to have, a trunk or treat going on. They're going to have live animal encounters, cider, costume contests. So there's so much that you can do there too, and it's it's for all ages. So that's just something else too. If you have kids looking for something fun and also kind of educational too, you
Yeah.
can do that. And then that brings us to the final week in October, the Halloween weekend. Halloween's not on the weekend.
It's on a Monday, yeah.
Monday, so we're celebrating the weekend prior. I mean, everywhere has a trunk or treat. We've got, the ones in Aberdeen, Havre, Bel Air, and I always like trunk or treats because I'm not a parent, but I start to understand the fear of letting your kids just run off into the neighborhood. But I would say in Harford County, like, our neighborhoods are great and our trick-or-treating is great. And I think that a good way to kick off the trick-or-treating is first with a trunk or treat, where everybody decorates their cars and they have the candy that they're passing out. And, I like that too, because I feel like, at least where I live, when I'm handing out candy to trick-or-treaters, I'm not talking to my other neighbors. I'm just answering the door, saying hi to every little Spider-Man that comes up to me.
Yep.
But at a trunk or treat, I love it because all the cars are next to each other. We're all hanging out, having fun. And it's like a way more social way, I think, to do
it is.
So I am a huge supporter of trunk or treat.
Yeah, we do something like that where I live, because I live in a cul-de-sac, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all the neighbors get together. I bring out all the grills. Yeah, because
awesome.
the adults have to have something too as they're walking around, but we have all the candy for the kids out on the table.
Yeah.
So it's like a one-stop shop.
It's really cool. Yeah, and I like that on both the 28th and the 29th, different towns are having their trunk or treats, and their flyers are with like the times and everything they're on our event calendar, because that's also a big question all the time. It's like, what time does trick or treating start? And it's like there isn't some official time, And so I think the fact that that's on there is helpful, and it just lets people know, hey, our town's participating in it. Come on out. But it's really cool. And along with that, still keeping the Halloween weekend theme, something that I'm really interested in checking out is, have you been to the Decoy Museum in Havre?
I love the Decoy Museum.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Well, they're doing a carve and candy on the 29th at the Decoy Museum. So basically, you can kind of bring your creative side and carve a pumpkin. They can show you use a decoy carver, but you're carving that shape into your pumpkin.
Oh, wow.
They're also going to have games and other trick-or-treating events there throughout the museum too. But spots are limited for that. So if that catches somebody's eye, or they think that would be a cool trick-or-treating event, the phone number to the Decoy Museum is on their event listing on our calendar, so that you can reserve a spot. But they're going to have like a food truck there as well. And, there's an entry fee for children, but their parents come in free. Kind of nice. It's like, oh, normally the parents have to pay and the kids are free, but now it's like, no, the kids are taking charge of this one. But it's really cool that they get to have that hands-on pumpkin carving experience with a decoy carver, a really cool festive thing too. So many family-friendly events this month. Makes me happy.
And if anybody, everybody.
Yeah.
If they want to see all the events coming up, the two ways you can get there. You can go, of course, to visitharford.com. And what I'll also do is, if people click on events on my website on harfordcountyliving.com, I'll just have it go directly to the events page on Visit Harford.
Yeah.
It makes it so much easier, because it's you guys basically cover everything.
We, every time there's like a local event happening, there's a spot on our website for people to submit their event to us, so that we can get it put on our calendar. And so if you have something going on that you want eyes on, I didn't even touch on two other major ones. We have the Maryland State BBQ Bash.
Oh,
this month too. Yeah, I just realized we were starting to wrap up, and I'm like, wait a second, we have some other major ones too on our list. We have the Maryland State BBQ Bash is from October 14th to the 15th with a major competition. It's right in downtown Bel Air. I mean, they take over barbecue, music. It's one of the largest events we have, and oh my goodness, like that's what we should have, these are all such fun events, but that's going to be a really big one taking off, along with the like that same weekend, the Havre de Grace Oktoberfest too. So that
Right.
weekend we listed out 10 different things to do. We just gave you 2 more. But yeah, we always have events posted on our calendar. People can submit their own events to our calendar too. And you can sign up for our newsletter as well, because every month we push that out and we cover a couple events on there so that people know what's coming. And that can just get emailed directly to you as well.
I am looking for God, there's so many things. Well,
I
there's
know, I know. And I think if you go to the downtown Bel Air website, they have
yeah.
whole, so that's where people want to go and check out the whole write-up on the history of the Maryland barbecue or Maryland State BBQ Bash. I mean, there's the competition's happening at the BBQ Bash. They're going on to nationals after this, so it's a
Right.
big deal. And but aside from that, like all the live music and everything going on there, it's massive. And Havre de Grace's website too has information on their Oktoberfest as well, and that's also just a fun, spirited event.
Mhm.
I mean, so much going on, and I want to try to plan my own little itinerary to hit as many as I can. There's something everywhere in Harford County every weekend this month.
This is when you wish you could clone yourself so you
Truly,
could hit everything.
yeah, or get me a chauffeur to just take me around. They're like, all right, I gotta go to the next stop. There's so much going on, and I wish I
That's
could.
when we call the Harford Brew Tour.
True, yeah. Hey, we're gonna have to plan something out.
How many buses do they have?
I
Do
think
they have more than just the one?
I'm not positive. I know they're looking to expand because things are really taking off, and
Right.
I've heard so many positive things about it. And I mean, mainly the safety aspect of it.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
There's no excuse nowadays. There's no excuse. And when you have a group of, say 10 to 12 people that you're going to be going out with anyway, why not have somebody taking you out for it, and planning your trip for you? I mean, he knows the best night to have, he knows
Right.
when you should go where, and he takes you there. And there's just that level of security and safety, and knowing that you're getting to and from places safely with a trusted source. So along with all these events happening this month, there's so many of them happening at our breweries, and to be able to hit our libation trail and all our stops, I'll shout out Harford Brew Tours too, to make sure that you can get to all those stops safely if you want to try to hit a lot of them.
Mhm.
You can plan your evening with them on their website and pick the best dates and times, and it's really cool. So
October is definitely a good month to get out there
yeah,
I mean, it's not too cold, it's not too hot,
perfect.
and just to enjoy the outside and then everything going on, and again, it's Halloween, one of my favorite holidays.
It's so fun, and I think Harford County makes it fun. It makes it family friendly. It also makes it fun for adults who are going out. Like, we haven't really been able to celebrate fall and everything that can come with
Mhm.
all the festivities in full force. Like, this is our year. We're going all in, and we're showing what Harford County has when it's fall. And
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful views everywhere you go too. I mean, I can't pick a favorite, because you could go anywhere this month and then have a good time.
So, all you watching and listening, if you want to find out what's going on in Harford County, there's definitely something going on every weekend and even during the week. Just go to visitharford.com or click on events on harfordcountyliving.com and go to the Pumpkin Fest, the Shrimp and what was it? Shrimp and Barbecue
Yeah, and have
Feast,
yeah,
the
the Maryland Barbecue Bash in Bel Air.
the barbecue bash, trunk or treats everywhere, and of course, don't forget the wineries either, because I know there's a couple wineries where they have like senior day, right?
Yeah. So those also they draw in like a really good crowd with those as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're so great.
and the Havre de Grace Art Show, can't forget that.
59th annual, still kicking, better than ever.
God, oh my God, that's the same age as me. Never mind. No, I'm only 25. Megan, thanks so much, and hopefully you'll be on again next month because I mean I like Matt, but we don't want to look at him.
Oh, we love Matt and Kathy. We love them all. But yeah, it's so much going on. But
Yes.
I mean,
Anybody that's like I said, if anybody says there's nothing to do in Harford County, they're not looking at the right places.
yeah, they're not looking in the right places. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know, if our calendar event, we have so much, and even if you're just not sure about an event, you don't know if it'll be right for you, or you want to know what else is going on, like you can always call Visit Harford too, and we'll talk you through. We'll say, hey, while you're here, why don't you stop at this restaurant afterwards? It's right next door. You know, we're
Right.
here to not only give you the best experience in Harford County, but even if you're not from here and you're like, you're listening to Rich Bennett and you're like, wait a second, he's really selling me on Harford County. We can help you, and we can let you know what there is to do when you come and stay for a weekend, because you might need a whole weekend here. There's a lot of
Oh,
to cover. So
you
it's your trip.
yeah, you can't because you can't enjoy everything and just have a Grace in Bel Air in one weekend.
Yeah, no.
There's so much to do, and then to visit, and we talked about this on the podcast, all the
Mhm.
historical sites and everything,
Yeah, yeah.
you just can't do it. You can take one day just enjoying Rock State Park,
Truly,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, just an outdoorsy day, or even just to like walk along the promenade or the Joe K Trail. We actually just had the Joe K out there on the trail named after him. I mean, there's just so many like evergreen experiences too that are
Mhm.
always here. And I always tell people, I'm like, yeah, you're coming for Pumpkin Fest, you're gonna have a great time, but be sure to hit some other stops along the way that will always be here, because then you might start to have your favorites, and you know what you want to come and do when you're
Mhm.
for an event as well. So yeah, it's awesome. And the Ramble Festival too in Darlington. I actually I had the pleasure of going to Stoneview Farm
Mhm.
for the ribbon cutting. First time I've ever been there. Also in that same area. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. And I mean, they have cornhole out. They've got cute little stuff in their shop. Like I was like, oh my gosh, I've only scratched the surface of Harford County, and I'm with Visit Harford. I have so much ground to cover, and so many other places to see. Like there's something every weekend I'm doing, and I think everyone else should do that too. So
Oh,
we,
yes, absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's
And
awesome.
when you're out, and everybody watching, when you're out there, look for Megan, look for me. If you see us, well, if you see Megan, say hi. If you see me, just come up and smack me in the back of the head. No, don't do that. I can see it now. I'm gonna be feeling people smacking me in the back of the head every time.
And I mean, you're still recovering from your foul ball, right?
Oh god, no, that was
Are you all recovered?
oh yeah, that didn't really do anything. It
Oh,
was
see, I would have been milking it for months, Rich. I mean,
Megan, on that note, thanks a lot. I'll see you next month.
I look forward to seeing everybody in Harford County pretty much every weekend, every day. We've got something going on, so I'll be out at as many of them as I can make it to.
Me too, and I'm gonna watch out for the foul balls.
Yes, yes. All right. Thank you so much, Rich.
Thanks.